Hi there, this is Power and Politics. I'm David Cochrane in Ottawa. A change of tune from out west after Mark Carney's government announces the first national projects that it's selected to fast-track.
What I'm finding is that although Trudeau wasn't willing to work with us at all, I believe that this Prime Minister understands that the world has changed.
Could Alberta's optimism be linked to a federal plan to drop a key Trudeau-era climate policy? We'll ask Premier Danielle Smith just ahead. Plus, one of those major projects getting the go-ahead is in Ontario, but the province says that's not enough. Coming up, Energy Minister Stephen Lecce on what Ontario wants to see next from the federal government. And ahead of Parliament's return on Monday, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre sat down with the CBC's Catherine Cullen.
Do you worry about what climate change will do to our planet, Pierre Poilievre?
Sure, that's why I'm so disappointed with the very problematic approach of the Liberal government.
We'll hear more about that conversation with the opposition leader, and our party insiders look ahead to Monday as Power and Politics starts right now. We're going to begin with the very latest in the shooting of U.S. conservative activist Charlie Kirk, because this morning officials announced that a suspect has been caught and identified.
We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
So that suspect, Tyler Robinson, is 22 years old and from the state of Utah. The CBC's Aaron Collins has been following this. He has more on the story and joins us now from Washington, D.C. So Aaron, a lot of developments. What more do we know about the suspect? What more do we know about the investigation?
Yeah, well, David, we know that the public played a big role here. Thousands of tips came rolling in to help authorities apprehend this suspect. As you mentioned, in the end, Tyler Robinson was turned in to a certain degree, turned himself in with the help from a friend of his family. We're learning that it was his father who brought in a pastor to help convince the young man to turn himself in. So police had released video of the suspect late last night. We were waiting on that news conference late into the night, and it was shortly after that that the arrest was made. And that is apparently came after the father recognized him in some of those pictures and videos and then alerted authorities. So the big question now, of course, David, we're trying to piece together what's the motive here, right? Increasingly, I have to say, though, it is starting to look political.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
And David, we're also hearing that there were some chilling inscriptions on some unused bullet casings found by the FBI in the course of their investigation. One of those inscriptions reading, "Hey, fascist, catch," right? So chilling stuff there, and certainly another indication that this shooting could have been politically motivated.
Right, and politically motivated, a lot of political reactions since this happened, with a lot of, even in the absence of hard information, a lot of claims and allegations getting made, but now we have a suspect who has been detained. What political reaction has this been getting in the U.S. today?
Yeah, a lot, right? And from right across the political spectrum. Certainly, you kind of touched on it there, there's some anger out there, and I think that's understandable when you have a violent political act like this. I mean, it's polarizing, to say the least, but I'd say there's been more calls for calm from folks looking for this tragedy to be like kind of a moment where this really divided nation can at least try to come together. That division was something that the president addressed this morning in an interview on Fox. Donald Trump was asked what to do about political violence on both the left and the right. And David, the president was really clear here. He thought that one of those political groups, one side, was more dangerous than the other.
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem. And they're vicious, and they're horrible, and they're politically savvy.
So the president, not one of those voices sounding calm, and Donald Trump going on to say that he hopes the suspect is found guilty and that he'd like to see him receive the death penalty. So, you know, some really, really incendiary political language there, David.
Okay, Aaron, thank you so much. The CBC's Aaron Collins in Washington.